As a filmmaker and content creator, I found that doing a monthly reset at the end of each month has helped me create more consistently, as well as reduce any friction that I can when it comes to filmmaking and the filmmaking process. After all, I think most of us creators want to spend more time creating rather than organizing. So I think it's very important to designate a day out of each month to just make sure all our systems are in order, that everything, both digitally and physically, are in their designated homes. So as I said, I do this monthly reset at the end of every month. And in order to set the tone for this reset, I actually commit to doing a social media detox for the entire day as well as the day after. So I do a social media detox at the end of every month as well as the first of every month. And I just find that, for one, it helps me focus on the task at hand. And I think it's just good to take a pause from social media every once in a while. So I have actually scheduled it into my monthly schedule every month, and that I don't forget that, okay, on these days, I'm not gonna look at Facebook, I'm not gonna look at Twitter, Instagram. I actually think I'm probably gonna stop being on TikTok on that day as well. It's more of an entertainment platform like YouTube is, but I digress. I just try to, again, detox from it for 48 hours. And again, it just helps me focus on my monthly reset, as well as it's just a good breather from, the constant feeds. So as a filmmaker and content creator here on YouTube, my monthly reset is mostly focused on my digital spaces. In fact, I call my monthly reset my monthly digital minimalism. This is a time where I clear off anything that I don't need on my phone, where I back up any footage I may still have on my memory cards. It's where I make sure my email inbox is at inbox 0. I also have began building sort of a B-roll / sound effects / stock footage library on one of my hard drives, just so every time I make a video here on YouTube, or if I'm making a different project, I don't have to continue to search for the same assets every time. They're just there ready for me to drop into Premiere Pro. I talked about this digital minimalism process briefly in my bullet journal setup video, which I will link to up here that you can watch later after this video. But I wanted to talk a little further about my memory card and how I go about backing up footage, because I know that's something that a lot of us creators deal with, is that by the end of the month, all of our memory cards are full, and obviously we want to create more, so we need to make sure that we have space to shoot on. There are people that are going to watch this and going to be very appalled by the way that I back up my footage. I essentially only really keep one backup. And it depends. I think I only really am precious about certain things. So like with family events and such like that, like those are the photos and videos that I'm more precious with. When it's something like a YouTube video where it's just my face, I'm not super precious about it, especially when I have edited a video and it's already uploaded. I'm not super precious about footage of myself, if that makes sense. So I don't delete it, but I have one backup of it and that's it. I don't need to back it up anywhere else. Again, if it's a special occasion, it has to do with family or a loved one, I will have more than one backup. But I essentially take my memory cards, put it into my computer. I make sure that it's put into any project folders that it needs to be in if I'm gonna use it for a YouTube video or a side project. But I back it up on a hard drive and I just label it by month. I sometimes label it if it was a certain event or if it was a certain video, I will title the folder that, and then I'll make a folder for photo and then video and then drag in accordingly. And that's really my only backup. From there, I don't ever format my memory cards. So on Sony cameras, which I use the Sony a6600 if you're wondering, I just delete by date. So if I know that I already backed up everything from July, then I will just delete everything that was shot in July. And since I do this every month, I don't have leftover footage unless, again, it's something that's precious to me. So that's my backup process. Again, I only really have one on one hard drive, and I think the rest, I think the cool thing about being a filmmaker is that more often than not, I will do something with the footage, with the photos, and it lives on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. And yeah, I know there's somebody who's probably like, horrified because it's like, you really don't care. Like, I do care, but it's like, if something happens to it, I'm sure I have a form of it somewhere, even if it's just a clip. And again, if it's, you know, photos of my grandpa, videos of my grandpa or someone, I take special care of those. I promise you. That's the only part of my digital minimalism process I really want to go in depth in. Again, you can watch my bullet journal video if you want to know about how I clear off my phone and how I get to impact 0. It's pretty simple. On my phone, I just go through, and since I do this every month, again, I just go through the month of July and I see the photos or the screenshots that I don't really need or want on my phone, delete them. I do back up my photos off my phone onto Google Photos. So again, I have backups of those, and I'm not just heartless, you know, deleting memories left and right. And then inbox 0, most things get deleted. If it's super important or if I need to access it again for whatever reason, those emails get archived. And that's the digital minimalism portion of my monthly reset. And I think that's probably the most important or the most extensive part of my monthly reset, especially as a content creator. The other part of my monthly reset, which is pretty major, is my bullet journal setup. And I know I've already mentioned it like 3 times, but yeah, I set up my bullet journal for the next month. Again, I will link you to a video. And setting up my bullet journal is not just me putting calendars and such onto a blank page. It's also me reflecting on the previous month, or, you know, I guess the current month, and seeing, you know, all that I accomplished, all that maybe I didn't get to, and then from there it helps me decide what do I want to focus on in the coming month. It makes me see like, where is my attention gone, and if I want to continue in that direction, I will continue. Or if I see that, oh, I've been neglecting this, I'll ask myself, why have I been neglecting it? Did I just like not get to it because I was so busy with this one thing? Or is it something that like I'm not super passionate about, or it's not super aligning with me anymore? So maybe I'll just, you know, drop it for now. And I know I'm going through this very kind of big picture. I will probably talk about how I decide what I focus on every month, which I actually kind of talked about that in another video. I'm just following you to a bunch of videos in this video. But yeah, it just helps me reflect on the past month and set my course, set my direction for the next month, my bullet journal setup. So I would consider that more of a physical reset kind of thing in my bullet journal analog. As far as physical spaces go, I am so thankful for Marie Kondo. In the past months, since I've been in quarantine, I have been going through my own tidying event. So I have given away a lot of stuff that no longer spark joy, and I'm at a place, I'm not quite done with her process, but I'm definitely at a place where, you know, all my camera gear have a designated place. I don't really throw my clothes everywhere now. And my room from day to day is actually pretty clean, but I would also use this day to make sure that everything is in its place. Maybe if I haven't done laundry, I'll do laundry that day as well. And yeah, again, it's not only just for, I know I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's not just for, you know, creation's sake, for my, you know, being a filmmaker. It's also just for my life. And it's easy to get caught up in the motions of life that our lives, both digitally, physically, mentally, and emotionally, get kind of messy, you know, if we're not doing regular maintenance on, you know, whatever aspect of our life we need. And again, I think I just wanted to give you my monthly reset just to show you kind of the steps, the things I check off every month and what I do every month to, again, get me ready for the next month. So if you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. Hit that bell so you won't miss a thing. And I already have a good amount of videos talking about self-love, productivity, personal development on my channel, so please feel free to explore that. All right, YouTube, I'm Marissa Roxas. I'm a filmmaker from San Diego, California, and I hope to help you put self-love first. All right, take care.